it didn't start well. The way the iPad is delivered surprised me a little. Although it was surrounded by a bigger box, the iPad itself was only cushioned by a thin foam bag. Really important information I wish I would have had when ordering the refurbished iPad is that it comes with a cable but without a power charger. Since you need a special lightning power charger for this exact iPad, I had to wait 2 additional days until the power charger finally arrived and I could start charging the iPad. Which brings me to the next piece of information I wish I would have had. My iPad arrived like dead. 0 reaction, didn't turn on, total KO. Because I didn't own a lightning power charger, I didn't even know if this iPad just needs to be charged or if I received a broken device. And that sucked big time. So much that I ordered a second iPad immediately. This one arrived the next day, but guess what? The same problem. It didn't turn on. By this time I had received 2 iPads and none of them worked. Talk of a bad start. Both iPads look almost flawless. Apart from subtle tiny scratch on the gold logo on the back, everything else had 0 scratches. 0. Perfect display glass, perfect back, perfect corners, perfect gold frame, perfect buttons. It's very hard to believe that these iPads are 9 years old and used. They look as if somebody bought them from a store that wanted to get rid of old iPad models. All my expectations when it comes to the look of them have been far exceeded. You cannot ask for more, this is simply amazing. Fast forward to the day after the power charger had arrived and I had charged my 2 beauties overnight. It was an exciting moment when I finally turned the iPads on. I was so happy when both came back to life immediately. But how good would they function really? One of the most important factors is undoubtedly the battery health. As a comparison test, I put both devices under strain by simultaneously maximizing brightness and playing YouTube videos. After a while, it got very clear that the battery of one of the iPads was far better than the other one. So if you have the money, a tip would be to buy 2 iPads simultaneously, compare how quickly the battery drains during usage and return the weaker one. Additionally, I checked the battery health status in the coding. 107% is said to be the status of a completely new iPad. The better of my 2 iPads had a battery health of 104%, which is close to new. Again, my expectations have been far exceeded. I have encountered 2 little flaws. One of these flaws I also saw other iPad users have on YouTube, so it appears to be a common iPad glitch and has nothing to do with age or refurbishing. Sometimes the display in Procreate doesn't immediately react to a hand gesture, for example swiping left and right with 3 fingers to clear the canvas. I solved that problem in the Procreate settings by changing the gesture, and now it's fine. The other flaw is that the iPad can act weird when it's charging while I'm using it, in different apps also like GoodNotes and Procreate. The solution is simple, I charge it only when I don't use it. I didn't manage to turn on a hotspot, but this might be my mistake. After several weeks of usage, I feel as if the battery is not as good as 104%. Sometimes it drains from 100 to 88% in an hour with low brightness levels and airplane mode turned on. But for a renewed tablet from 2015 with this enormous display size, I think the battery is doing absolutely fine. Everything else works like a charm. The apps, the internet, Procreate, GoodNotes, writing and painting on it with an Apple Pen. It was a rough start, but now I'm absolutely in love with my iPad and I'm super happy I dared to buy a refurbished device. Since the reviews about refurbished iPads are often either 1 star or 5 stars, my recommendation is, as I already mentioned, to buy 2 iPads and compare them. Summary: the cons. Order your iPad together with a power charger and a fitting cable and you'll have a better start. The battery health is different in every device and you don't know what you get. You might need to adjust some minor flaws, like not using the iPad when it's charging. Because of its old age, accessories are more rare. For example, there's no paper-like screen protector available in Europe for my iPad. I bought from a different brand then. There are also not as many protective cases available as for new iPads. With old iPads who are being used with the first generation Apple Pencil, the pen doesn't magnetically attach to the iPad, and the pen also doesn't have all the functionalities of the new one. I thought these 2 points would disturb me, but they totally don't. Once I had my iPad, I was just in love with it. The pros. You are allowed to return the refurbished iPads for a whole year, no questions asked. So if you would encounter a problem after 11 months even, you're safe. You can easily return it. That factor definitely helped with the decision to buy it in the first place for me. It has a comparatively cheap price. In Europe, my exact iPad model costs only around $100 more than the weakest, oldest small iPad that works with a pen. So for investing $100 more, you get a massively better deal that is absolutely worth it. This iPad exceeded all of my expectations. Flawless look, good battery, works amazing. It's not 100% perfect, but like 95% amazingness. During my research before the purchase, I came across 2 videos from other YouTubers that I will link in the description box. One is from a girl named Anastasia Berry, who shows you that it's absolutely possible to work as a digital artist with the oldest, cheapest small iPad. It's super motivating if you're really low on money and can only afford the cheapest one that works with an Apple Pen. The other video from Brooke Glazer is for people with more money to spend who want to get the best iPad for Procreate. It examines, for example, how many layers which iPad allows at once, etc. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.